original uh, research looked at, and there's really a fifth component that we look when we go into the practical portion of actually measuring
Yes.
emotional intelligence. So
Mm-hmm.
the five parts of it is basically there's a self part and an others part. So are you self-aware and can you regulate yourself? So self-awareness and self-regulation are the first two components. On the
Mm-hmm.
others part of it, you've got a social awareness. Are you able to read the room? Are you able to read the surroundings and things that are going on? And then social regulation. Are you really be able to respond to that? And
Mm-hmm.
and deal with people with empathy. And then the last one is motivation,
Mm-hmm.
the internal just drive and ambition and motivation that you have, apart from other things that could affect motivation.
Absolutely. And something we should mention about the social awareness. So, is the person able to read what's going on in another person? What are some of the things that are of concern to them? Is this person upset? Is this person worried? What is it? Well, a person that is able to read other people well, that has that social awareness, can pick up on those things, and they can help connect with that individual just that much easier, and help to bridge that gap of where that person is and where they need to be in order to be more productive as an employee or a leader.
Oh, absolutely. And think about it in a meeting. How many times have either you done it yourself or you've
Hmm.
seen people do it, or people have put their foot in their mouth because they just can't read the room. They realize this just isn't the time to bring
Oh
up
yeah.
that topic. This
Oh
is
yeah.
not the time for whatever it is. They end
Hmm.
up saying something, and then people look at them and they're like, really? So I mean, it's important to be able to get those types of be able to read the room more or less, to be able
Absolutely.
to tell.
Otherwise, that person's going to turn people off and not even realize it. Now they've just shut down any openness or receptivity on the listeners' parts that that person's trying to influence in the first place.
Yes. Now it's funny because there was another organizational psychologist, Dr. Urich, that had done some research, and this is funny. And there's some other research and statistics that
Hmm.
something similar to this, but it looked at different organizations and it said 95% of the people that they surveyed thought that they were very self-aware.
Mm.
But when it came down to it, only 10 to 15% actually were.
Now that's a problem.
Yes, it's kind of like the ones that 85% of the people think that they're above average. Well, then when you do the math, it ain't
Yeah,
jiving,
and
right?
that's
So
right.
it's just not. But
And
if
that
you, what's that?
and that's so true, Dave. And at the same time, uh, that's where people need to know where they stand and where they need to go. How can they move the dial? And that's the beautiful thing about emotional quotient. It's something that can be developed. It's not something like your emotional, rather your IQ, which is pretty much set. It's not going to move a whole lot more. So
Yeah.
emotional quotient is something that can be worked with, and with a good coach or facilitator, you can get that person to develop their emotional quotient, and as a result, become more effective as an individual and leader.